All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
Why? Why? Man, just when things were looking up, just when we were slowly sort of turning things around a little bit, all that struggle last season, all the ownership situation, this, that, the other. And it was all starting to look all right. And Reece James is such an important player, man. And that's probably a position we should have strengthened over the last summer. There was a whole heap of talk about Dumfries and whatnot. Obviously, Inter Milan didn't want to sell him, but we should have looked at doing something. And now, off the back of that injury against AC Milan, it looked like he was fine. He was walking around and he had an extra day off. He was, enjoying his time at AC Milan, enjoying his time at Milan. Fans taking pictures. He's, mingling with the fans as well. And now the breaking news that he may require surgery, and it's legit. Like, he's possibly missing out on the World Cup, and definitely a detrimental blow for us, man. You don't understand how important this guy is, man. Defensively, offensively, creative wise, goal scoring wise. One of Aubameyang's recent goals was because of Reece James's cross. Reece James scored against AC Milan, man, in that first game. He was instrumental to Mason Mount getting that penalty against AC Milan, just the game that went. Oh, man. Now what do we do, man? Now, like, if he has a surgery, look, when there is a conversation about having a surgery, you're probably better off having the surgery. Like, if we are at a stage where we are contemplating that this guy needs a surgery, well, let's say for argument's sake, we don't do the surgery. We can't. How do you play him now? How do you actually, like, you could potentially damage that knee even more. And once you have a surgery on your knee, how quick are you really coming back? What's the time frame? This talks about him missing out on the World Cup. Well, World Cup's just around the corner. So, yeah, that's not happening. And then when are you actually coming back? And now what? Now what? Aspilicueta? Nah, man. We have to get someone in January. I mean, that's a position that needed to be strengthened anyway. And now we definitely need something. Let's have a look at the news that's floating around, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, man. I wanted to do a chilled, laid back stream today with you guys, have a conversation, and then I see this literally a few minutes before I was deciding to come on, and I see this and I'm like, oh my God. Here we were thinking about, perhaps only having Reece James out for a couple of games, Aston Villa, Brentford, he should be back for the Man United game. And I was really looking forward to that Man United game that he's going to be back. And then this, ladies and gentlemen, Sammy Mokbel breaks the news. Growing fees, Reece James will miss the World Cup. Damage to knee more serious than first feed. Surgery a possibility. More shortly on Mail Sport. Adam Newson also, I think, sort of broke the news. Reece James's injury is worse than feed after scans yesterday. Possibility he will miss the World Cup. Decision on surgery expected in the next 24 hours. Oh, what did he do then? Did he do an ACL or something? What did he like? He was walking. I remember he got up and he tried to run around for a little bit. If it was ACL, I don't think he could run around. But it's serious. You need surgery. Like that's. Velan, thank you so much for the super chat. Maybe Omari Hutchinson, Potter wingers. Yeah, man. I mean, look, first thought for me was Ruben Loftus-Cheek, man. It's going to have to be Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He's probably the one player that comes close to his physicality, the drive. Ruben probably has a lot better 1v1. Can Ruben deliver those crosses? Probably not. Reece James is probably more accurate in terms of crosses. Is Ruben a lot more better in terms of finding key passes? Probably not. Reece James is more of a creator. Is Ruben a goal scorer more than Reece James? Probably not. Reece James was banging in goals from that area, that just on that right side, entering into the box. Ruben has to pick. I feel Ruben Loftus-Cheek is probably the one that needs to fill in. I can't imagine how we keep playing match in, match out Azpilicueta. No. That reminds me of last season. And look, don't want to disrespect Aspi. He had a good game against Wolves, but one-off games here and there, okay. But we all remember what happened last season when it's a stretch of games. That's our rights. Like much like the left side. Luckily, the left side we have Kukurea and Chilwell, so it's a good rotation. Do you know what I mean? On the right side, when you take Reece James out, we are severely affected, man. Severely affected. And these players are important, man. They're important pieces of the puzzle. And Graham Potter not having that big. Reece James is a huge, world-class player for Chelsea Football Club, man. World-class player. And now we're moving into some interesting moment of the season where we've got so many games coming up. Potentially Reece James is not going to. How instrumental was Reece James against AC Milan, absolutely locking up Rafael? And not just locking him up, to be able to bomb up and help out as well. Assisting, scoring. How instrumental was he to lock up Zaha recently? Who's going to lock up the opposition like that, man? He was literally a cheat code. Reece James was a cheat code, man. Why does this happen? We can't catch a break, man. Just when things start looking good, man. Just when we all start enjoying life again. Just when the fan base is all happy and then this happens. And this player, I feel sorry for him, man. He seems to be catching injuries left, right, and center. He must be devastated as well, the fact that he's going to miss out on the World Cup, man. I know we as Chelsea fans are only thinking about Chelsea. He must be so devastated that he's going to miss out the World Cup. Working so hard to get to the World Cup and then you miss out on the World Cup. The next World Cup is in 4 years. Felix, thank you so much for the super chat. As a physical therapist, it's likely a LCL or meniscus injury. There's no way it's an ACL, and he would have a surgical repair with that fast a recovery. So you're a physical therapist, likely a LCL or meniscus injury. I mean, how long, Felix, if you don't mind us asking you, and if you can just, how long is the recovery? If there is a surgery, what's the period? How long are we looking at potentially having him out? And as I said, when there is an injury, when there is a conversation, when there is a conversation of a surgery, then you best believe there's going to be a surgery. Even if you don't have a surgery, I'm worried now. I'm worried. Do you know what I mean? I'm literally worried. And when news like this come out that it's more serious than first feed, he's at least gone for a little while. Let's just say it's not even a surgery. How long are we looking at? He ain't coming back as initially stated 10 days. In 10 days, he's going to be back for the match. He's going to miss out on some important matches leading up to the World Cup, which is detrimental for us. Velan, thank you so much for the super chat. It's always an Italian club that ends our season. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, it was Juventus last season with Chilwell as well. And it's AC Milan now. Tabiso is saying 6 to 8 weeks for LCL, 6 to 7 weeks. So, okay. You're going to miss out, obviously, this main part. You're going to miss out the World Cup. So we're potentially looking at what? Maybe start of the year, January, perhaps. 6 to 7 weeks. End of December-ish, yeah? December-ish, mid-December. As soon as the World Cup finishes, potentially then. Oh, man. Yeah, I tend to think this year is gone. You're right, Sugar, man. I tend to think this year is gone. What do we do? What do we do now? What do we do? What happens now? What happens now? It's so difficult to play four at the back now because, let's be honest. Okay, Aspilicueta is a right back, yeah, but can he lock up the defenders just the way Reece James does? I don't think so. Would Aspilicueta do the same thing that Reece James did against Rafael Leao? I don't know. Would Aspilicueta do the same things as Reece James did against Zaha? I don't know. Can we potentially play back four now with Aspilicueta as the right back? He'd have to do so much work. Probably not. The only chance Aspi plays is a wing back. It would have to be a three at the back. It would have to be three at the back. Some people are saying Cucurella. I mean, has anyone seen Cucurella play right back or right wing back? I've only seen Cucurella play left-sided, like LCB and left wing back, LWB. People are saying Cucurella, but has Cucurella played that? Schubert is saying Sterling right wing back, like the way he did left wing back. You can't have both. I think the reason why we used that was because we wanted to play Sterling high and wide, and Reece was there protecting still as a defender. We can't underestimate the defensive qualities Reece James brings from that. right wing back spot. You can have Sterling there. Sterling versus Rafael Leao. How do you think that would go down? Sterling versus Zaha. How do you think that would go down? We've got Aston Villa. Maybe we could do a job without Reece James. Of course, we're going to have to do a job. Brentford, they're physical, man. Brentford's physical. Yeah, I'm thinking Ruben Loftus-Cheek, man. I can't think of. He probably comes the closest, but even Ruben Loftus-Cheek, central of the midfield is different to playing out wide. Do you know what I mean? Can Ruben Loftus-Cheek do the defensive duties? Ruben Loftus-Cheek played as right back in one of the practice games, didn't he? When during the international break, I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Ruben Loftus-Cheek played as a right back in one of those closed games. Someone saying stick Chalobah there. Nah, well, Chalobah's filling in for Fofana. For F's sake, man, I'm just gutted, man. I'm so gutted, man. I'm so gutted. Himanshu, thank you so much for the super chat. I think it's time we accept that Reece James is injury prone. I mean, it's not like it's a must. Like I tend to call a player injury prone when they pick up these odd muscle injuries here and there. This was. I'm just trying to remember what was the situation. What was the. He just landed awkwardly on his knee, didn't he? I'm just trying to recall the incident. What happened, man? Did he clash his knee against someone, or did he awkwardly land? Was it based on a muscle? Like, yes, of course, previous seasons, Reece James was. There was a lot of like injuries that was happening, muscle related stuff as well. But this is a knee injury. Do you know what I mean? Valen, thank you so much for the super chat. Reece is injury prone. Even TT said he can't handle. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Thomas Tuchel did mention that the wing back spot was demanding, and this is why Thomas Tuchel used to say that he was a bit torn what he wants him to be, whether a wing back or a right CB, because as a wing back, it was a lot demanding to go up and down. But this was because he landed in a different way. Let's see what you guys have to say. Knee injury considered as knee injury isn't considered as knee injury isn't considered injury prone. He's just unlucky. That's what I'm thinking as well, man. That's what I'm thinking, that knee injury shouldn't be considered that, because he's over relied upon. He's our only source of creativity. No need to change ball and risk injury. He's not injury prone, guys. Yeah, look, some of the previous injuries that he's had, there have been some muscle injuries. So when it's like a muscle injury or like a abductor injury and all of those other ones, but when it's like a break of a leg like Wesley Fofana, that's not injury prone. That's a freak of nature. Do you know what I mean? And the way Reece James got injured this time, as I recall, I don't know, I can't recall the exact situation, but I think he landed awkwardly on his knee. I don't know whether that's injury, like that's just unlucky, man. That can happen to anyone without having an injury background. Yeah, he landed same as Fofana. That's right. He jolted his knee a couple of times as he landed on it. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it was a tackle with Theo. but he just landed awkwardly. I think he just landed awkwardly. Big up Miz, he'll be out 6 to 8 weeks. Is anything latest that's coming out? After undergoing further scans on Thursday, Reece James' knee injury is worse than initially hoped. A decision is expected to be made in the next 24 hours over whether he will have surgery. Let's see what everyone else is saying on social media. And I don't know what Monster says at times, man. Valen, thank you so much for the super chat. We need a DM. Won't force Reece to run back always. Yep. Monster saying, and there you have it. Tuchel's decision to renew Aspie is about to haunt us now. I don't understand Monster sometimes, man. The hatred or the hate towards Thomas Tuchel. We didn't get someone that's bad, but was there an opportunity to get someone? I don't know. I don't know who was in the market. Jonathan Klaus went and signed for Marseille, I believe. Dumfries didn't want to leave. Reece James' first scan on his knee in Milan this week showed it wasn't serious, and hope was he would be back for United. Another scan yesterday in London shows a worse diagnosis after more extensive scans. Bit of an anxious wait now to see on surgery. Who did the initial scan, man, in Italy? Probably some AC Milan staff. How they know? Maybe it just didn't flare up initially, and now it's flared up after a day or whatever. Yeah, see this. Look at this. This is the perfect. Ollie's saying, seriously, what is our medical physio and fitness team playing at? So many of our players are hopelessly injury prone. This isn't normal. And then this is what Lawrence is saying. Ligament injuries have nothing to do with being injury prone. What you can criticize them for is letting Reece stroll around Milan without any sort of knee brace and then take an easy jet flight back to London that can only have made the injury. Yeah, perhaps not protecting that knee immediately probably wasn't the right thing to do. But this right here from Lawrence is bang on. Ligament injuries have nothing to do with being injury prone. It's right, man. It's right. Nikhil, thank you so much for the super chat. Hazard, Kante, Reece James, our best players get injured easy. Someone saying Zakaria time to shine, man. Where is Zakaria coming from? Zakaria doesn't even get game time, bro. Zakaria is probably going to leave in January. Reece James's scan yesterday showed he sustained knee ligament damage, which is likely to rule him out for between 6 and 8 weeks. Well, there you have it. It's coming from Sammy Mogwell, between 6 to 8 weeks. He's not coming back this year. That's it. It's going to have to be in January. 6 to 8 weeks, and we've not even had the surgery as yet. So, yeah, definitely he's missing out on all these important games leading up to the World Cup. He's missing out on the World Cup. And then our season kicks off again in December, late December, the Christmas fixtures. So we're not going to see him this year anymore. He's not. As soon as the Christmas fixtures start, he's not going to start straight away. There will be, again, like a pre-season for him once again. Slowly but surely, eventually he comes back. He's not going to be like starting immediately. Do you know what I mean? So, Tier 1, thank you so much for the super chat. Him flying back in economy didn't help. Yeah, man. Yeah. Very concerning news. Reece James could follow N'Golo Kante with a long spell on the sidelines, missing the World Cup as well as Chelsea's upcoming matches. And that's the other news that I wanted to get to, ladies and gentlemen, just to make things a lot better for all of us. N'Golo Kante will be out for Chelsea's next 4 to 5 games, and his presence at the World Cup looks increasingly unlikely. Look, It's over. It's over with N'Golo Kante, man. It is. This is on top of all the matches he's already missed. And now he's going to miss further 4 to 5 matches. I doubt he's even going to be fully back after 4 to 5 matches. Like, he's not going to start immediately. There's a process of this guy will need to go through whole preseason again. Do you know what I mean? 4 to 5 games. He's getting now injured within an injury. He got injured, he was slowly coming back, and he got injured again at training. This is injury prone. N'Golo Kante, that is injury prone. This guy is just now getting injured on a regular basis. Now he's getting injured whilst having an injury. Luckily enough, we had Ruben Loftus-Cheek to take care of things whilst he was gone. But now what happens? Now if we start thinking about using Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the right wing-back spot, potentially some of the games Aspie will probably come in. Now what happens? Now we're going to be short in midfield. Now, yeah, you're probably right. Maybe Zakaria has to be used. Maybe Dennis Zakaria, you're going to have to come and have some matches. Because right now, what other options do we have? Further goes on to say, N'Golo Kante could miss Aston Villa, Brentford, Manchester United, Salzburg, and maybe Brighton. That's too many games, man. On top of all the games that we've had. Look at that, man. Aston Villa, Brentford, Man United, Salzburg, and maybe Brighton. That's a lot of games. Chelsea staff on Thursday were cautious about the time frame. In any case, it will take at least 2 weeks. If deadlines are met, Kante could only have Zagreb and Arsenal to show staff he's fit for the World Cup. Another player potentially going to miss out on the World Cup. And some important matches for Chelsea. Yeah, man. It just sucks, man. Sucks big time. 6 to 8 weeks for Reece James. Most likely not this year anymore. Yeah. Yeah, let's check this out. Subsequent results have now raised the prospect of Reece James missing the next few months of action via Nizar Kinsella. Yeah. Leon, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. My uncle's friend spoke to Reece and Potter the day after in Milan. Reece said he felt fine and was walking fine. He said, wait till Potter says something. Yeah, fair enough. But look, all of these like journalists who cover Chelsea, like these are top journalists. Like, we're not talking about the Mickey Mouse journalists. They wouldn't be coming out and saying these sort of things if they are not confident, because they don't want their reputation to be damaged. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Graham Bailey, new fears that Chelsea's Reece James could miss World Cup due to knee injury picked up at Milan. Initial diagnosis was that it was not a serious problem, something which was communicated to England. However, further tests have revealed issues. Anxious wait for the club and country. Well, there you have it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. What time's the press conference, by the way? When's the press conference? Just trying to have a look. Is that coming up soon? Oh, it's live now. The press conference is live now. It's happening now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Let's watch the press conference and catch you guys soon. 240 of you guys are live right now. The least you can do is just smash the like button before you go. Let's all watch the press conference and see what transpires after that. We'll see if we go live. If not, we'll catch a video right at the end later tonight, UK time. What a sad news, man. Honestly, just ruined the weekend, man, for F's sake. I'll catch you guys later, man. Bye.